wasted my time and gave me information I didn't want. That's how I feel about this entire episode. They wasted my time and gave me information I didn't want. Summary. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Ice Brute Saga from Guild Wars 2. We get the pleasure and enjoyment of doing visions. This was easily the biggest waste of time and most annoying aspect of this entire series so far. Like, this whole first part is totally and completely unnecessary. You are thrown into a char body. You're thrown in as a recruit for Ryland's Legion, and like you do pointless. It's so pointless because you go through all of this nonsense, and you know what? You know what the whole purpose is? Oh my god, this pissed me off. This pissed me off so much, right? So we're going through, you don't get that much information about it. Like, you get a little bit here and there, and like you kind of get to see the relationships, and like you get to learn who each of the different important, like, main members of Ryland's crew are, but like, okay. And then, so you go through this whole nonsense of escorting this tank through this landscape, through this map. And you're in your own, like, you're supposed to just be like this recruit and you have to work with other people and fine, whatever. But like, you get to the end of all this and then you're no longer the recruit, like, seeing it from that perspective. You're suddenly Ryland. Like, you suddenly see it from Ryland's perspective, and like, if you... The whole first part of this is such a waste of time in my mind. Like, it literally does not matter. It literally was just a waste of time. This did not need to be this long. Like, they purely added this as filler. Like, this is filler. And it's not often, I would say rarely, I've accused Guild Wars 2 of just giving us fillers and busy work. Sometimes they do give us a little bit of busy work, with like map completion and events and stuff, but it's usually to pass time. Like, we need to move from night to day, so like we need events to happen to show that. Dragonfall, you have to physically progress the map so that you can get to Kralkatorrik. Like, you have to progress the map so that you can physically get to where you need to be. So that made sense in that respect. This is like... This doesn't even serve a very good purpose for lore. Like, I really struggle to even make the argument that this is a good lore base. Because it's not like you're building relationships really with any of these char. Like, maybe you could make the argument that they want you to get to know each of the warband, like maybe, but realistically, you don't get to see much of them. Like, I can't tell you what any of them really look like. You don't spend a lot of time like looking and talking to them. You spend a lot of time running around doing grunt work. Cause you're grunt. Like, it does. And it's this whole first part was just to get to the tank to this part, and then you boop into Ryland, and like you do it all from Ryland's perspective, which is fine. And Ryland's perspective is a lot more informative in that part of the storyline. Like this first part, I don't. I don't think it was necessary, like at all. Like it just. And you have to do it with people. Like you cannot do this by yourself. You have to have others with you, and like there was no like, okay, do the mechanic, like here you go, like it would say, oh, use the harpoon, but like it wasn't obvious that everybody could climb inside the tank. Like, oh, one or two of us need to climb in the tank, and that's that. But no, all of us needed to be in the tank, and it was just, oh, it was a hot mess. We eventually figured it out and got to that point, but like, none of it, oh, it made me so mad. This was just a pure and utter waste of time. This was a bigger waste of time than any other aspect. Like, I would rather go back and do Living World Season 2 than do this. Like, this one mission is just so utterly and completely pointless. Like, at least with Season 2, things were progressing, but slowly. Like, this is purely going back and seeing what already happened. And there are other ways to showcase that. Like, Orion's little scrying pool. This is what you're gonna pull out of the scrying pool. This is what. Okay, cool. I'm not the happiest to be doing this again. I was. When I say this event, this one particular like event too, we didn't have people that knew what to do, and I was kind of like, I was trying to figure it out and like trying to do what I was supposed to do, but like I legitimately had no idea. And eventually the dude was like, okay, I gotta do this, and I was like, oh, thank you. Like I had no idea. Like, I'm trying. I really am. Like, I even like just stopped and talked to him, and I'm like, thank you. Like, I legitimately did not know. Like, but then you get to this part and you can talk to all the different warband members, but like, what's the point? Like, I didn't talk to the warband members. Like, it was a choice, and I chose not to do it because I was so like, I don't want to. But then you go through the portal and now you're Island. So that's what I mean. Like, you do all of that to like get to this point, and this could be conceivably the important part. Like, this could be the part where it was like, oh, this is the part that you need to see. Like, okay, cool. And it's Ryland and Vanguard progressing through part of the Shiver Peaks. And we come across Almora. as we're fighting our way through the Dwarven ruins. I assume, yeah, I think these are Dwarven ruins. So, you're all from Ryland's perspective, right? And Ryland's just like, oh my god, are you kidding me? Like, and like you get cut off from Elmora and Bengar a couple of different times, which is fine, but like you overhear their conversation and they clearly have like a history and all sorts of stuff. Like, it is what it is. And Ryland's just kind of like, oh good lord, this is gonna be a problem. But I don't know if at any point they wanted to make Bengar and or Ryland redeemable, but this whole part just completely and utterly destroys any redeemability they could ever potentially have. And I'm going to include both of them in this. We have to fight Elmora as Ryland. And I didn't want to. I'm not gonna lie to you. I did not want to fight Elmora. I was like, are you kidding? Like, I don't want to have to, like, no. And then we get through the fight and Bengar comes up and he's like, okay, murder her. And even Ryland at that point is like, well, that seems excessive. Like, no. So Bengar does it. And Ryland is the one that buries the body. And I'm just... I was not happy. Like, we didn't necessarily need to know that. Like, I was a little shocked that that's what they chose to include. I understand wanting to find a way to show what happened to Elmora without just being like, okay, this is what happened. Like, we weren't there, we don't know. However, I'm not sure we necessarily needed to know. Like, I get curiosity. I get wanting to know. I get it. I do. I'm a very curious, I'm a very inquisitive person. Like, I like to know things. I like to know backstory and lore and all of this and that, but Elmora's story could have been left alone. And creating that arc, that story for Bengar and Ryland just really... And even with telling Ritlock, he was still like, but he's his dad. He wants to like think of any sort of redeemability for him, and I get that. I do. Like, but I don't. I do not have to give a damn about him anymore. Like, and this character in particular, like the thief that we did for a lot of the storyline before this, did the Order of Whispers. This character did the Vigil. Like, I played through the Vigil on this character, and I really, really liked Elmora. And I truthfully did not believe there was a reason to kill her. Like, I don't. I was just this. They wasted my time and gave me information I didn't want. That's how I feel about this entire episode. They wasted my time and gave me information I didn't want. Summary. I don't know. Oh, this broke my heart. This absolutely broke my heart. I cried. I did. I cried for this one. Because I knew it wasn't like Maureen where like I was upset and distraught but there was always a glimmer of like maybe like it's Maureen, like there's no way this was final, and it felt as unnecessary as Treyarch's death. It really did. Like it wasn't necessary. It wasn't necessary. I just did not approve. I don't like the trajectory that Iceberg Saga is going with. I'm not a huge fan of Iceberg Saga. Like, I'm not gonna lie. The masteries aren't that great. The storyline's not that great. I'm not. Oh, take me back to Living World Season 4, please. Okay, I went over it. I don't know. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.